Hello everyone, thank you. Today we talk about the new album of Remy van Kesteren. And surprise, surprise, he's here! Somewhere. How long did it take you to make this album?
The album took me 7 years to make. After a few years of writing, I found myself with a bunch of demos that lacked something. As a harpist from origin, I normally write instrumental music, but I came to the realization that this time I actually wrote songs and I needed a melody and I needed lyrics and I had no idea where to start. So I reached out to vocalists that I deeply admire to work together.
Can you explain the title, please? Why leave what you know?
When you're a child, you're open with an unlimited receptivity to the world, a total open-mindedness. And as we grow older, our view narrows. We determine what belongs to us, what we love, what we want to reject. For me, curiosity always wins over cynicism. It's also what I did in a way, diverting my path as a classical music soloist to discover whatever needs to be discovered. This album is a token, you could say, of this personal search to find what it is inside of me that is waiting to come out.
Okay, sorry, very cliche question. Where did the inspiration come from?
Well, if you leave what you know, where do you find yourself? Growing up as a musician, a childhood prodigy, so to speak, music was what I was. I was my career. So if you leave that, where does it leave you? How do you relate to music, to love, to life, to your kids, to everything? For me, this album reflects on just that. I love how everything in life only gets true meaning once you experience it.
Is this a different Remy than we knew before?
Yes, I think so. For starters, it's the first time I'm writing lyrics. The harp is still there, but it's not always on the foreground. And you hear my voice. It's in most of the songs, it's somewhere in the background. I think people who follow me will understand where these songs are coming from. They originate from the same musical universe, I think. They share their DNA with my previous work. But yes, these are songs. There are lyrics. It's really a completely different playing field.
This album is featuring a lot of artists. Why?
Well, I'm convinced that the most interesting work lies outside of what you already know. Working together with others, especially on something as personal as a song, it's such a delicate and sometimes humbling process. It forces you to rewire your brain, find common ground with someone you've only just met, and doing this for the first time, you have to come to terms with the fact that most of the time you have no idea what you're doing.
What did the album bring you?
Well, lots of new insights and lots of new friends. We had such a blast in the studio, experimenting. There were no deadlines. We shared super personal stuff and worked so hard to try and capture something of meaning.
A little personal question. Is the harp jealous?
No, I think the harp is all right. It's always there in every process. I think, there's no other way that I can express myself as well as with the harp. So we'll always be there in each other's lives.
And now, unfortunately, we're already featuring the end.